So I'm primarily making this video for a group I'm in on Facebook called 2 Second Lean. If you don't know, lean manufacturing is about improving efficiencies, eliminating waste, and fixing what bugs you. And I have just read the book called The Goal, which really goes into this theory of constraints, throughput, things like that. So this video is not for everybody, but my name's Robert Daly. I own a custom furniture and cabinet shop in Bryan, Texas, and I work out of my garage by myself. So it's very important to be as efficient as possible so I can be as competitive as possible and get as much work out as possible. And this is kind of how I've been dealing with the constraints of my shop, dealing with one-piece flow, things like that. So the idea of one-piece flow is do one thing at a time to completion in as small of batches as possible. So I've just completed the lower cabinet, which is already in the trailer, completely ready to go. It's ready to install. And now I'm building the upper cabinet, and I'm going to get it completely ready to install, then build the next cabinet, then build the next cabinet. The reason for doing that is if I tried cutting everything at once like I used to, I'd have a huge stack of parts over there that I then have to sort through. I have to have labeled correctly. I have to dig through. It's taking up a lot of valuable space in my shop, whenever instead I can store that material in its raw form right there and just cut the parts as I need them. And it has actually proven to be much faster for me in getting finished things out the door. So the problem I have is bottlenecks. The bottleneck in my shop is definitely the finishing booth. We finish everything in-house, so we don't turn our customer's house into a spray booth. Now, what I'm done this time, as I'm implementing this one-piece flow, as I'm improving my one-piece flow, is I used my cut list generator from SketchUp to optimize my cut list for this cabinet. And then I cut the parts, but then I didn't finish processing my shelves, because if you've built cabinets before, you know no matter what your cut list spits out, those shelves will need to be tweaked to actually fit just right. So I'm leaving them long until it's time to do them. I've got the cabinet assembled. This is getting a face frame. I haven't even started the face frame yet. And now it's kind of decide how to efficiently move things through my shop. What I've decided on is, now that I've got this cabinet body done with my 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch plywood, it's now time to actually fit the drawers, get them edge banded, and then get them into my bottleneck, which is my paint booth. While that paint is drying, I can then come back, finish processing this cabinet, build the face frame, get it sanded. Every 45 minutes, go do my next coat on those. Then, as those are getting finished, this should be getting ready to paint. Those are completely done, and now I can even start the next cabinet and just kind of keep things flowing through my shop as I go. The way I've done it in the past with one-piece flow before I read The Goal was, okay, I need to get this cabinet completely 100% done, then paint it. But then I had this huge bottleneck of, now I have more things that can fit in my spray booth, because my spray booth is not that big. But now, by breaking it even further into one-piece operations, cabinet body, shelves, face frame, I can now keep things flowing through the shop a little bit smoother. And then as things get done, they're drying, I can wrap them up, move them to the trailer, and then when the trailer's full, even if I'm not done with the kitchen, I'll deliver those cabinets to the job site and then keep doing that. That way I'm keeping my batch sizes small. This is kind of rambly, and again, I'm putting it up on YouTube for everybody, but it might not really apply to you. But that's how I'm trying to increase efficiency in my one-person job shop and get things flowing through, and try to always have something in operation. Because right now, the paint booth isn't being used. Paint could be drying in the paint booth, and that space could be being utilized, but it's not right now. So that's kind of my struggle, is how do I utilize my full shop as much as possible. Rambling thoughts I had after reading The Goal and trying to implement it in my small shop. Surprisingly, I had The Goal for about 5 years before actually taking the time to read it, and I was given it by a customer who owned a small business, and I'm kicking myself for not reading it beforehand, because I probably could have had a much better business. If you've never heard of lean manufacturing principles, read 2 Second Lean by Paul Akers. He actually published the audiobook for free on YouTube. You can even download the PDF. Again, I was going to post this in my private group, but I decided to post it on YouTube as well, just because there's bound to be somebody out there with some great ideas, and I'd love to hear them, because I'm all about improving how I run my shop, and then share those improvements with y'all, and then y'all help me get even better. And maybe every once in a while I'll have a stroke of brilliance that you can get from it. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. See you next time.